So this YouTube video is about grieving and namely about when you're first hit with loss and you are in shock. First of all, I believe shock is your very best friend because in my experience, which is all I can speak of after losing my healthy and oh so loved husband, August 1st, 2014, at the age of 58 years, 8 months, 8 days old, when I was first told, I could not comprehend the gravity of the loss. I couldn't. And that's why I think it's a good thing we have a shock, because if you get the news and you fully, grasp what all that's going to mean for the rest of your days, it would just be too much, for me anyway. It would have, I don't know if I would have got through the first night, honestly. And so there's that gift of shock that we're given. The next thing I want to say is, again, only speaking for me, I think the best advice I can give anyone is to not hold back a single tear. People are trying to comfort you and console you, and they're doing the very best they can because they want you, they want you to feel better, because they feel bad when you feel bad. And so the tendency is to, it's kind of like a little cheerleading squad. They come in and they want to cheer you up. They'll be sad, and this gets more and more as time goes by, because people, they want you to, kind of, I won't say snap out of it, but the sooner you feel better, the sooner they feel they can feel better. And to me, I think it's a very, very individual thing. I don't think there can be a set time frame for any of it. I think it's unique to the individual, unique to the situation, unique to the loss. So when people, like I have had done to me, when they say kind of, you need to get over it, you just know they're doing the best they can. They're wanting the best for you. But my advice is to ignore that. If you are fully embracing the grieving process, and rather I look at it as it embracing you. You just hold on for dear life and let grieving take you where it is going to take you. And if you're doing that, for me, that was the only way to get through the dark tunnel of grieving. I hope that wind's not going to be too much for this to be audible. The other thing I would say is, I hear over and over people say, I put on a happy face, I put on a smile. I think we, that's fake, that's phony. And I think, like in the Victorian times, when people were in mourning, they wore black, and it was a sign that they were in mourning. So you could expect them to be sad. You knew that there had been a death close to them. And I kind of think it's too bad in a way that we don't have a similar kind of code of conduct that, like I remember going, I had to go to town. It was within the first year. I had to go to, to one of the box stores. And I was just on the verge of tears the whole time. I didn't even know if I would get through the store. And I had a heart around my neck that had some of my husband's ashes in it. And the girl at the checkout counter said, "Oh, that's so pretty. That's just beautiful." And I was just screaming as loud as I could, "My husband's in there, and I just keep him close to my heart, and I love him so much, and he died too young." And I'm just screaming all this stuff to myself. And that's what I wanted to say, but instead I said, "Thank you." And, in the Victorian times, there were lockets and things that were black, and they symbolize mourning. And I don't know, I just think it's kind of, I understand why they did that. I understand it, because you don't have to put on a happy face then. People know, absolute strangers know that you've gone through, a tragedy. And it's expected that you're not going to have a happy face. It's expected. And I think I'm walking, trying to get out of the wind. I think we do ourselves a injustice by trying to act like everything's okay, or trying to, I used to say, actually, I used to have this saying, fake it till you make it. Well, you know what? Baloney on that when it comes to grieving. I mean it. Because for me anyway, I just had to feel and claw my way through that dark tunnel of grief. And for you, newly grieved, I know for me, my attention span was so short. I had all these people give me lovely books, and honestly, I couldn't even crack them open. I mean, I just I couldn't concentrate on anything long enough. And, for anybody listening to this, I commend you, because I withdrew so much in myself. I didn't take in much of what anybody offered. I really didn't. I kept thinking to myself, somebody would say, hang on, I'm going to try to get in a little calmer place. Okay, we'll give this a go. Actually, I'm not going to make this any longer, because as I was just talking about, attention span is pretty brief when you're processing all of that emotion. I think 7 minutes or whatever this is going to be is plenty long enough. So I'll just end this with, I love you. My heart hurts for you. I mean, it really does. And, really all you have to do, I think, and it's just plenty. For me, the biggest task was just waking up. I didn't want to wake up. So at first, initially, all you need to do is just keep waking up. Just keep waking up, keep waking up. And know eventually, trust me, it will get better. It will. So I love you, and thank you for listening, and I'm so sorry for your loss.